Hello there, everybody. This is Binary Spawn Kolek, and today we're going to be watching RWBY Volume 3, Chapter 10, Battle of Beacon. And yes, I know you can't see my computer screen right now. That's because I got a couple of things that I want to talk about before we get started here. I just finished writing out like a bit of a Google document to help me organize my thoughts on this. I'm going to take my hoodie off. So I just finished writing a Google document to help me organize my thoughts here and give me a bit of a structure to follow here. Because I didn't really talk at all about Chapter 9 after I recorded it. Now that I'm pulling the camera in here, I need to see. Okay. So I wanted to make sure that, you know, my thoughts got out there. Because I do have a lot of thoughts about Chapter 9. I don't think there's a soul on the planet who doesn't have a lot of thoughts about Chapter 9. Also, got myself some espresso with some hot chocolate. It's 12:34 a.m. Also, I might be doing an XCOM 2 Let's Play when it comes out on Friday, because I have it pre-ordered and everything. You know, I just don't know if my computer will be able to run it and the recording software well enough. So I might do a test of that and see how the game runs, or something. I don't know. Who knows? It's all speculation right now anyway. Like, I mean, my computer has trouble running, like, Yandere Simulator and this, at the same time, so... My computer can run really great stuff, right? Like, I can play Skyrim in ultra graphics. But it can't run multiple things, I guess. Anyway. So, I've got a nice little kind of checklist here of things to talk about in this previous episode. So, first off, my response to Penny's death. In the actual video, I look more shocked than anything, and I do get very emotional, and I do get very angry at Cinder, if I recall. But ultimately, yeah, Penny was a kind of neat character, but her death didn't really strike me too much, right? Like, it was shocking. But remember, guys, I did call it. So I called it back when I watched Chapter 8, so I had a couple of minutes while I was preparing the next recording for that. I had a couple of minutes where I was, able to come to terms with it, kinda. I was able to come to terms with it, and I was kind of able to accept that there was a possibility. And also, she was a neat character, but Penny never really struck me too much as a character. So all my shock and all my actual sadness there, right? Because I did have a few moments of sadness. My finger feels weird. It's got a weird, like, dry lump on it or something. But there were a lot of moments of sadness in there. There was a lot of sadness in those emotions. But that was all directed towards how it must have been eating away at Pyrrha. But primarily, RWBY just watched potentially her best friend die. Like, maybe not quite as good a friend as, like, Blake or Weiss. But one of her best friends just died in front of her. And it wasn't a peaceful death either. She was torn in half by her own sword's wires. So that's where most of my story was coming from. And I think at one point in the video I actually just said, "RWBY, don't cry, RWBY," because I could barely hold myself together if RWBY was crying. She's like a little sister to me, you know. She's like a little sister. I actually loosely based one of my characters off of her in that book that I'm writing that I've mentioned a few times. There's a character that'll be loosely based around her in the second installation of that series. Also, I've made some more progress on it finally. I've been working on D&D stuff for so long that I just kind of neglected the story. Working on Dungeons & Dragons homebrew. So that was my response to Penny's death. I was more sad for Pyrrha and for RWBY than I was for Penny dying. Delete that from the checklist. Next thing I have here, how will characters respond to death? How will they respond to, oh my god, Penny's dead? Ultimately, I didn't have too many thoughts on this one, but I figured I should include it anyway, in case anyone wanted to know my thoughts on this. I'm really not sure. this is the first time we've had a major death in the series. I mean, I'm sure there were plenty of deaths when the Grimm attacked, but how will characters respond to Penny's death specifically, I guess? Because this is the first time we're actually seeing someone somewhat close to any of the characters die, and I think the only one who will be really torn up about it will be Ruby and Pyrrha, because Pyrrha kind of caused it, and Ruby, you know, like I said, that's like one of her best friends. As for the others, I have a feeling they'll probably have more of a reaction similar to mine, right? Like, first of all, there's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff is going down right now. So, yeah. This and the next question that I'm going to ask in a minute will be a little bit less relevant. I should make sure I'm recording. But they'll be a little bit less relevant. Oh yeah, I clicked on the recording. I didn't even press F7 this time. I just clicked it. What am I talking about? But yeah, it'll be a bit less relevant in their minds because they didn't know Penny. Alright, like they didn't really talk to her much. It was mostly just Ruby. So I feel like if anything, the other characters will be more sad for Ruby. Ruby might come to Yang for some sisterly advice if Yang hasn't already left to find Raven. If she has left, I imagine Ruby will probably go to Weiss. Just deleted that. How will characters respond to robotics? Like, how will this world react to Cinder's words of, why would Atlas need a soldier disguised as an innocent little girl? And actually, that's a very good question. Cinder is asking a very good question, because really the Grimm can't tell the difference, I don't think. And also, if they intended to use her to fight Adam, and to fight the White Fang, wouldn't it make much more sense to make her look Faunus? Of course, there's always the possibility that they intended to make her to take over a maiden's powers, but that also brings up some shady implications, that they're able to just build someone to take a maiden's powers. Because if that gets into the wrong hands, then it's going to be very easy for someone to do what Cinder's done. But ultimately, again, there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm not sure how much of an impact the whole robotics thing is going to have. I can't really say right now. I just figured I'd bring that one up as well as the death one, since I was bringing death up anyway. Also, I asked this, Penny rebuilt. What are the odds of us seeing a rebuilt Penny? Because she is a robot, so it's possible. But we have no guarantee that she would still have her aura if she were to be rebuilt. Or worse, what if she does still have her aura, but she's a robot, and they can be reprogrammed? And Cinder has the blueprints. You guys see where I'm getting here? What if Cinder and Mercury and Emerald rebuild her? What happens then? Okay. Now, I'm actually going to find, since I'm talking about a bunch of stuff right now, and I'm taking, you know, a big chunk in this video just to discuss my thoughts on things, I figured I'd bring up the intro. Because it's, I mentioned, I think in episode 9 or episode 8, it's a very foreboding intro. And I've got the lyrics up to it right now, right? Like, maybe red's like roses, maybe it's the pool of blood the innocents will lay in when in the end you failed to save them. So that first verse there, that first stanza, already, it's very worrisome, very foreboding, because they haven't actually failed to save anyone yet. So, well, I mean, okay, I guess they have failed to save Penny, but I feel like that'd be a bit of a cop-out if it was just like, yeah, no, Penny was the innocent in the song. That would be a bit of a cop-out, so that's kind of foreboding that there's probably going to be a lot of innocent deaths. Their dying eyes are wide and white like snow, and now they know the cost of trusting you's obliteration. Again, kind of relates back to that first stanza. And then mirrors will shatter, crushed by the weight of the world. The pillars collapse in shame. I'm I think this one is more supposed to be a metaphor, in that, you know, the entire world's coming crashing down around everyone now. Nothing's safe anymore, nothing is sacred. Everything is crumbling, right? Like, the pillars collapse in shame, everything is crumbling down, ruined. There'll be no rest, there'll be no love, there'll be no hero in the end who will rise above. And when it ends, the good will crawl, the shining light will sink in darkness, victory for hate incarnate, misery and pain for all. When it falls. I decided I would include these two stanzas and the last line all together here, even though they're all separated in the actual lyrics. I figured I'd include them all here because they all kind of, again, relate to the same theme. Nobody's stepping up to stop this, ultimately. Victory for hate incarnate. Excuse me. Victory for hate incarnate. That's a little worrisome. Misery and pain for all, again, of course, victory for hate incarnate would be misery and pain for all. So, this is a very, very worrisome intro, especially seeing the beginning of the end here. So, it also mentioned that there would be no hero in the end who will rise above, right? There'll be no love, there'll be no hero in the end who will rise above. Which is a very, very worrisome moment of the intro that I just kind of brushed over, you might have noticed. Some of you might have been wondering why I just decided to skip that line. Because there are still heroes who could rise above. Which, frankly, is very terrifying that it says that there won't be one. Because Pyrrha is supposed to take the Fall Maiden's powers. Does this mean she won't? Does this mean she'll die before she can? Does this mean the Fall Maiden will die before she can take the powers? RWBY is the namesake of the show. The team RWBY is the namesake of the show. But RWBY, the character, is the protagonist of the show. Typically, a protagonist is shown as either a major hero or a major villain. RWBY is on the good guy's side, which leans towards major hero. What's going to prevent RWBY from rising above? And finally, Ozpin. Ozpin's fate is looking grimmer and grimmer. Because Adam and all his White Fang buddies and a bunch of Grimm just landed up on Beacon, and the only people we know are there are Yang and Ozpin. It's very likely that Glinda and Qrow, sorry, I forgot his name for a minute. It's very likely that Glinda and Qrow have already left for the city, which leaves the only characters we know of to be Ozpin and Yang to defend all of Beacon. Which is very worrisome for Ozpin. But, in Ozpin's favor, a lot of people want to know what his semblance is. We still haven't seen it. Segues are a great thing, you guys. Because next we're going to talk about Ozpin's semblance, what I think it is, my reasoning for that. I think he's going to have either some sort of time-slowing thing, or just a straight-up time control, right, like time stop. And the reason I believe this is because his office, here, I'll start with the one that Flaming Shark mentioned. In that first scene in episode 9, when Ozpin's in his office and he's, walking around and stuff, and he's, sitting down to watch the match, everything seems just a bit slower. Right, like, it almost seems dreamlike in a way, because it's just slow. It's very slow, and it's kind of muffled. It hints towards Ozpin having something to do with time. And my second piece of reasoning for this, these are the only two that come to mind currently. I'm sure if I'd been working on this all week, I would have, first of all, a lot more points to talk about, but I would also have, larger stuff to talk about, larger stuff for, yeah, more evidence for his semblance. But the second and only other point I can think of at the moment, his office, his kind of tower at the top, it's very clock-like. And even in all the intros that we've seen it in, it's shown like gears and cogs and stuff, which are typically inside of a clock to make the hands move. So it makes me wonder, Ozpin have a clock-like semblance, have a time semblance? Perhaps. These next two are more just straight-up speculation, kind of things that I'm hoping to see. Intro fight scenes. So far, we've gotten Blake versus Roman from the previous volume, and all the fight scenes from that one are the same, except now we have Blake versus Adam. And we've now got Yang versus Mercury. So are we going to get Weiss versus Emerald, Blake versus Adam, and Ruby versus Cinder in this volume? Or are we going to have to wait for future volumes? Are we going to get like one of those major fights per volume? I'm hoping to get at least one more here, because I would love to see someone kick Adam's ass, or kick Mercury's ass a second time, or something like that. And this one is even more speculation, more wishful thinking than the last. A bad guy betrayal. Now, this isn't me saying like, oh yeah, I'm really hoping one of the characters turns on Team RWBY and stuff and joins the bad guys. No, I'm saying the opposite. I'm wondering, might Roman have like a change of heart? Because he seems the most likely. If it would be anyone, I feel like it would be Roman. Just because, you know, someone could offer him a bit of a bribe or something to join the good guys. Or my other thought is maybe Adam, just if he meets up with Blake again. Again, those two are just kind of wild speculation. Oh, God damn, I'm trying to toss this away. There we go. Okay, toss that Google Drive document away. So yeah, those were just wild speculation. But let's get the actual camera up now. There we go. Okay, let's finally get into this. Let's finally watch this, guys. RWBY, Volume 3, Chapter 10, Battle of Beacon. And I forgot to remove my mouse from the screen, so you're going to have to deal with the mouse kind of being there throughout the video. I'm sorry, guys. I wish Roosterteeth's website layout would, you know, do something about that sometime. But oh well. I digress. Okay, here we go, you guys. Maybe red's like roses, maybe it's a pool of blood. The innocents will lay in when me and you fail to save them. Their eyes are wide and wide like suggesting views obliteration. Mirrors will shatter, crushed by the weight of the world. The players collide. Oh, whoops. The pillars collapse in shame. There'll be no rest. There'll be no love. There'll be no hero in the end who will rise above. And in the end, in darkness, victory for hate, incarnate misery and pain for all when it falls. I held the note this time, you guys, and I have to fix my sock. RWBY. Here we go. Oh god! Oh, I mean, at least the soldiers are trying to do something. Oh god, though. The fairgrounds. I think I noticed some dead bodies there.
Yang, are you okay?
Okay, good. We're talking to her.
She's not answering her scroll.
No, she isn't.
Oh no.
Yang,
They're gonna
sure
think she's
fine.
dead.
She's our leader.
Yang.
She'll take care of herself.
Come on, Yang. Don't do this. First RWBY, now you. Come
Right.
on. Stay strong. No, 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 don't stay strong. Turn that sadness into anger.
What's happening? Penny.
Yeah, I always neglect to remember that, you know, we don't get as many scenes with them and Penny, but Penny is still their friend too.
I gotta go. Be careful.
Oh my god.
Blake, what are we going to do?
She's
We're going to the docks. And
Weiss
we're
is
doing our
handing
job.
leadership over to someone else. That's actually brilliant character progression there. Way to go, Blake. Come on. Yeah. You guys got this. You girls got this.
Warning, safety barriers failing.
Ruby. Ruby, don't. Come on. Stay in this. Pyrrha, come on, you two. You girls gotta get in the game. Get yourselves together, come on.
Pyrrha!
John.
Pyrrha! That thing's going to break in! You gotta move!
Pyrrha, come on. No, 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 no. John!
Pyrrha, please snap out of it!
John! Ruby! Oh, she's using... Oh!
Ruby?
I forgot to speculate on this. I'm wondering if Ruby will implement something from Pyrrha into Crescent Rose now that Pyrrha's gone. I mean, not Pyrrha, Penny. Oh! Way to go, students! Yatsuhashi! Scarlet, Sage, Neptune, Sun, Nora, Ren, I don't know her name, Fox! Favorite member of Team Coffee. Coco, Velvet, don't know you guys' names. Flint and Neon. Come on, Sage. I want to see you actually do something this time. Everyone else got their badass moment. Now it's your turn. Alright. You redeemed yourself, Sage. Aww.
I am
It's
so
okay.
sorry. Me too.
You didn't do this,
Wasn't
Pyrrha.
your fault.
That's right.
Hmm?
Whoever was on the microphone,
Yeah.
they're the ones that did this. And we have to make sure they don't take anyone else.
Yeah. Way to go, Jean! Stepping up to the hero role. Oh, I can't wait to see Flaming Shark's reaction to this. I'm just gonna immediately watch. I think he's uploaded it, so I'm just gonna immediately watch this as soon as I finish this. Oh! New Grim designs. They're like griffins, kinda. That's exciting!
Griffins. Anybody got a plan?
They're called griffins, okay.
Son! I need your scroll.
Now, are they griffins or are they hippogriffs? No, that's definitely not a horse half.
Students,
Yes!
I think it would be best for you to leave.
But we
Miss
can
Rose, this day will surely go down in Remnant's history. I'd prefer it if my students could live to tell about it.
Way to go, Oobleck! Rock on, Oobleck! A good picture? Good picture? Good picture? Good picture? heroic sacrifice by them.
Place your bets.
One final match, Barty. Oh. I'm betting on Port and Oobleck. Grim don't stand a chance against them. They don't even have to hit the Grim and they'll die. That's a reference to the finale to Volume 2. Yeah. So it seems like the Coliseum was evacuated successfully. Or maybe this is the evacuation area, maybe. Ironwood gonna do something? I hope Winter's still here, because if she's gone, then that's one less badass to fight these guys. Alright. Ironwood, what's up your sleeve? What's up that glove of yours? Arm gun? I'm thinking arm gun. I'm hoping arm gun. Just gun. Alright. Ooh, nice music though. That's a nice track. Come on, man. Come on. You're a metal arm for sure. Robotic arm. He's a headmaster for a reason. Oh my god. This makes me so the hype to finally get around to playing Grim Eclipse.
What's going on?
Grim are crawling all over the city. The White Fangs invaded Beacon, and to make matters worse, some vagabond has seized one of my ships. Until we regain
Some
command,
fucking
the sails
prick.
are out of our control. So I'm going to take it back.
Good job, Ironwood. They're going with you.
You have two choices. Defend your kingdom and your school, or save yourselves. No one will fault you if you leave.
But if you step out, but if you step in this bird, you are an Avenger. You are a huntress. A huntsman. I don't know. A hunt, gender neutral term. A hunt them.
I mean, come on. We can take a ship to Beacon.
Let's see. What does this button do? Oh, fun. How about...
Oh god, is Ironwood even gonna make it to the Dread? Because that's a big ship. Like. Okay, I think that's in the Dreadnought. Hey Neo, I wonder if they're a couple.
No.
I wonder if she
This
like
one.
maybe his daughter, maybe his sister,
This one's gonna be fun.
his girlfriend or wife or something. No. No. Oh no, are we gonna get like an Order 66 going? Please don't tell me this is Order 66. It's Order 66.
What?
It's totally Order 66, man. It's the extermination of the huntsman. Oh no! Ironwood! No!
No!
No! No! Ironwood! No!
RWBY, what are you doing?
Save him! Save that glorious man! Oh? Where's she going? What's the plan here? Wait, did Oobleck and Port make it? Tell me they made it! Cause there's nothing going on there. You guys, oh no! Okay, she can't save Ironwood, which makes sense. He was probably dead immediately. But considering the front half of the ship blew up. Way to go, Weiss. At least you're doing well. Oh god, I really hope Linda and Qrow made it, and I really hope Oobleck and Port made it, because we have slight evidence now that they didn't. In that there was no fighting going on in the center of the Coliseum there. God, though, is that like, so is that a mature Beowulf, I wonder?
Be safe.
You got this, Blake. Huh? Adam! Oh!
Adam?
Hello, my darling.
Oh god. Beauty versus Beast, guys. I'm liking this panning shot of all the action. This is beautiful. They outdid themselves this episode, you guys. So what's your plan, Cinder?
Beautiful. It's almost sad. It's horrendous. Focus on the Elysian Nights.
Oh, I'm getting all of it.
Good. Continue the broadcast until the end.
Oh no, they're broadcasting it to the other kingdoms, so
And
then
do not
there'll
miss
be
what
invasions
happens
in the
next.
other kingdoms too now. Oh no. Ozpin, you gotta do something, man. You have to do something. You need to get out there. They need you, man. Yep. No. No. Okay, it's all over. I thought they were blowing up the base of the tower or something like that, and it would just be over for Ozpin before it began. Wait, what? What? Is this a dragon? Is this a dragon? Oh my god, it's a dragon! Oh my god damn it, it's a dragon. Does it breathe fire? No, but it drops pellets of what I'm assuming are explosives. Never mind. They create those which explode, if I recall. Oh, it just creates Grim. So that's where they come from. So that's where the Grim come from, you guys. Thank you, Pyrrha. Also nice to see John finally getting brave.
Where's she going?
I'll go find out. You two stay here and keep fighting.
It looked like she was walking towards Ozpin, maybe for orders or something. I thought I saw Ozpin right there. Oh, you guys! No! Oh, come on, you guys. This episode, though. So, near certain deaths, Ironwood. That's the only near certain death I can think of in terms of named characters. Possible deaths, unfortunately, Port and Oobleck. It kind of hinted at it with the whole one final match thing, and with the fact that there was no combat going on when RWBY got back to the arena. This is very, very worrisome, you guys. Very worrisome. At least Oobleck's still alive. We're probably going to get to at least see something from him. I'm hoping he survives the rest of this volume at least. Oh my god. It's just, the show is not pulling any punches anymore, man. Like, we get Penny's death one episode, and then immediately after we get Ironwood's death. We're gonna get a Ruby versus Neo fight next episode, it seems, so that'll be exciting. And I unfortunately don't know who to cheer for, because Ruby and Neo are both right up there for my favorite character. I don't know who to cheer for in that fight. But I think Ruby's gonna win. It would make sense. Oh my god. It's hard to really portray my thoughts on an episode when a character dies in it, because I'm just shocked at the character death. Because that was an alien thing up until last episode. So, oh my god. The show is done being nice to us, you guys. It's done being nice. It's decided to be a dick. Oh my god, Battle of Beacon though. I mean, that's one potential hero down. I didn't talk about him, but Ironwood was very much a hero, and he's gone. So that leaves RWBY, who else did I mention? It leaves RWBY, Qrow, Ozpin, I guess Glinda and Qrow, Jean. Those are all that really come to mind. Well, I guess Yang, Weiss, Blake. I guess you could include Nora and Ren. It would be weird to include the members of Team Coffee or Soon, because they don't really have very large parts in the show, unfortunately. I would love for Coffee to have a larger part. Team Sun I could go without having a larger part, as much as I love Gavin, and as much as I love Michael. And as much as I love Sage's weapon. Seriously though, that great sword, man. Bam. Perfection. That's what it is. Perfection. Oh man. You know, if I was in this show, I would probably have, like, since this show kind of throws practicality, like real life practicality to the wind, well, with the crescent rows and everything, because I mean, actually wielding a scythe in combat, it would be very difficult. I guess it makes it easier that it's got like a high power rifle on it, because that can help propel it and stuff. But using a sheath as a sword very much negates the reason a sheath exists, instead of just using like a clip. Really, I think the most practical weapon in the show would be Weiss's rapier. Because it's basically just a rapier. The design seems pretty standard, with a nice little way of designing the handguard that also doubles for the thing. The only difference with a regular rapier is that, the hand holds it closer to the blade with an actual rapier, but you can't do that because the dust needs to go there. Unless you put the dust in the bottom, but that would really make it very imbalanced, whereas putting the dust between the blade and the hand, it's not quite as imbalanced, because the balance is the weightiest point. What I imagine would be the balance for the weight is still relatively close to where the hand's holding it then. But if I were to have a weapon in the show, since it kind of throws practicality to the wind, I'd probably have a battle axe, or like a great axe, that inside the axe. No, I think just a battle axe. Yeah. So a bit smaller than a great axe, but inside the axe's kind of handle. First off, there'd probably be like some sort of like high-powered rifle thing on the back end, maybe with a scope or something, so I could tilt the axe, hold it up to here, kind of. Oh yeah, so I could rest the axe on my shoulder and then have the scope pop out like that, and then aim it kind of like a rocket launcher. That'd be neat. I'd have like that, and then inside the axe, other than like the obvious clip and everything, would be like two very powerful chains, that through like some sort of button or trigger, I could the two heads of the axe would like come out with the chains, turning it into kind of a sort of like double side, like two-chained flail, two-headed flail. I think that'd be neat. Anyway, I really got off topic there. I'm still on topic of RWBY, just very off topic of the episode. So this has been by Respawn Codelic signing out. See you later.